In this video, I am going to give you the ultimate weapon you can use to defeat your enemies. The people that judge you, the people that talk bad behind your back, and the people that you know does not have your best interest at heart. Guys, you have to rise to a higher perspective. And you have to understand that not everything needs a reaction and not everything needs a response. Guys, people will always try to get you to react, especially in the past if they know how to push your buttons. If you used to, maybe the relationship dynamic in the past was based on insecurities, trauma, and all of this. When you separate and you go and you heal, now, when you guys come back together, they're gonna come and try to push those buttons. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether if it's lovers, it doesn't matter what the dynamic of the relationship was. They're gonna come back and try to push those buttons to see if they can get the same reaction out of you. Now, from that point, you have a decision to choose because understand this, guys. Before I give you the ultimate weapon that is going to disarm them, that is going to defeat them, that is going to conquer them. You have to be able to control your emotions. And you have to understand that their attack, them judging you, them trying to come at you, it's based on the relationship they have with themselves. It's based on their own insecurities, regrets, fears, traumas, judgment, self judgment. And these things, especially in the form of traumas, right? Traumas can be very tricky because with traumas, this can be like a invisible force that is manifesting all of these. Like the trauma can be like an invisible force that's manifesting all of these. And if you don't go to the root, if you don't go to the root and pull out the root, people think you can fix it from here, from here, from here. No, you have to go to the root of the trauma. And once you kill the root, the tree dies. All of these are going to die once you kill the root. You get what I'm saying? So now you understand that you have to go through the process of healing your traumas and you realize how hard it was. And in the process of you doing that, you also realize that, hey, I was a little bit insecure. I had a few regrets. I had fears and I was judging myself. Guys, now it's time for me to show you the word that is going to the word that is going to make you defeat them and disarm them. Because this word have the power of love behind it. This word have understanding behind it. This word have grace behind it. This word have wisdom behind it. You get what I'm saying? And this is the only perspective and lens. I want you to look at this word as a perspective to which you're going to look at these people at from. Compassion. The word is wet. Compassion, guys. I had this deep, deep revelation of this today. This deep understanding of this today. There is grace within compassion. There is wisdom within compassion. There is understanding within compassion. There is freedom of judgment within compassion. There is love within compassion. And there is space within compassion for other people to freely express themselves. Because, guys, this is what compassion is going to do. For example, when someone is very hostile to you, you're going to understand that, wow, they are treating me the way they are treating me because of the relationship. The relationship they have with themselves. And right then and there, you will understand that they are trapped in a cycle. They are the reason why they're judging you, the reason why they're criticizing you, the reason why they fear, they are trapped in a cycle of self judgment. Self judgment, regret. Because they haven't given themselves grace. And how do you give yourself grace? By saying, hey, if I knew what I if I know if I knew what I know now, then I would make a different choice. And that is change. That should tell you that whatever messed up thing you did back then, you need to forgive yourself, because forgiveness comes from knowing that if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't do it again. That's how you're able to forgive yourself, because you realize that you've changed. You are more self aware. So, guys, when you extend compassion to someone that is causing you harm, there's different levels to this, guys. If someone is causing you harm mentally, physically, and it could affect you spiritually, potentially, sometimes the best thing is to separate yourself and go no contact and move on with your life. But if this is someone you have to interact with, say you have a child with them, it's a family member, and whatever it is, again, there are different levels to this. If it gets to a place where it's really no longer good for you, choose yourself and do not stay in that situation, period. This is saying that there is a way you can make the situation work, and this is a relationship that you value, and you see the value in that person, and you really want a relationship with that person, because your future self would regret not having a relationship with that person. Again, you're making sure you don't repeat the cycle that they are in, because if you cut off yourself from them from a state of judgment, your future self is going to enter into the cycle that they're in because of your judgment of them. This is why you need to extend compassion to them, so you don't repeat the cycle you're in, especially if it's someone in your life that you need to honor and respect. And I'm not saying, guys, again, everyone's situation is different. If someone is emotionally, physically, and abusive, I am not telling you to stay in that situation. Choose yourself. But guys, anyone that doing it, when you extend compassion, with compassion comes kindness. Kindness. That disarm, that will disarm them. Did I spell that correctly? Disarm them. It will conquer them. will defeat them. Love conquers all. My name is Caleb for a reason. I am the embodiment of love, wisdom, peace, joy, abundance. Compassion, guys. This is your weapon to disarm your enemies or to disarm the person in your life that is judging you. You cannot fight fire with fire. You cannot fight other people's judgment by judging them back. You have to understand where their judgment is coming from. And normally their judgment is coming from the judgment they place on themselves. You can only see in other people what you've given to yourself. Now, because I gave myself compassion and grace and understanding and forgiveness, I can see when someone is not extending that to themselves and it's manifesting in the form of judgment, anger, all of these stuff. Then I realize that, whoa, they're projecting on me. It got nothing to do with me. It's their clouded perspective based on how they view themselves. Because you don't see the world based on how the world is. You see the world based on who